The game Fortnite, the way it's made, you are playing the role of a murderer. And our fathers, they are giving this to their children. Maulvi sahab, koi baat nahi yaar, why are you being so extreme for? Kuch nahi hai. Some of our children are going literally mental. Some of our boys are getting depression. Young boys, the age of 20, are getting real life depression. Boys are becoming huge and obese. People are getting high blood pressure. Young boys at the age of 20 years old. We heard of 50 years old, 60 years old. Boys who are 20 years old having high blood pressure. According to the World Health Organization. Allah is asking you a question. Have we created you for no reason? And you don't prepare in such a way in this dunya that you're not going to return to Allah. Most definitely you will have to return to Allah. And there is a purpose. Allah did not create you to be playing games the entire day. Allah did not create you for any other reason except illa liya'budun, that you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Mu'minun, Allah says in the Quran, أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا. Allah is asking you a question. Have we created you for no reason? وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ, and that you will not return back to us. Have you been created in this dunya for no reason? Like the atheist, they come out with this logic that there's no purpose in this dunya. We will come, we will die, and that's it, finish, khalas. There's no God, there's no prophets, there's no books. It's total bogus. This is what they say. So if we start to behave like this and we behave just like these individuals, then what's the difference between us and the atheist? Allah is asking you a question. Have we created you for no reason? And you don't prepare in such a way in this dunya that you're not going to return to Allah. Most definitely you will have to return to Allah. And there is a purpose. What's the purpose? In Surah Al-Dhariyat, Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created man and I have not created the jinn except for one purpose. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary. You have marriage, you have going out to restaurants if you want to, studying, getting a diploma and masters and degrees, having children, having your businesses. This is all secondary. The primary reason is وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, that you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the reason why Allah created you. Allah did not create you to be playing games the entire day. Allah did not create you to be playing football the whole day. Allah did not create you to be selling drugs. Allah did not create you to go out with the boys and go to shisha lounges and smoke shisha. Allah did not create you to be playing cards. Allah did not create you for any other reason except illa liya'budun, that you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one thing that diverts the youngsters, specifically in the 21st century, living in the year 2021, something which is diverting our children. Some of our children are going mental. I will tell you all the facts over here in a moment. Some of our children are going literally mental. Some of our boys are getting depression. Young boys, the age of 20, are getting real life depression. Boys are becoming huge and obese. People are getting high blood pressure. Young boys at the age of 20 years old. We heard of 50 years old, 60 years old. Boys who are 20 years old having high blood pressure. According to the World Health Organization, who classified this COVID-19 as a pandemic. So Allah did not create you to be playing games the whole day. Someone who plays sometimes here and there, koi baat nahi. I go to Furqan's house, I play FIFA with him, and I even beat him. No problem. I don't have a PS5. Nor do I have a TV, alhamdulillah. Nor do I have any intention of buying such garbage, such nonsense in my house, inshallah ta'ala, which destroys our children, which takes away their social life. If you go back and ask the elders who are sitting in this room, these young boys who are listening, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Don't just listen from one ear. You're going to get food, don't worry. Listen from one ear and take it out the other ear. Don't do this. Have you heard the joke of Maulana Bilal Sahib? Damal Barakatuhum. Because everyone's looking at me very serious. I need to tell you a little joke so you guys understand. Once in a bayan he was explaining and talking about the men, you guys. They always forget. You guys don't understand English. You have to reply to me. In my bayan you have to reply. The men generally they have a tendency to forget. They don't remember things. The wife tells the husband to bring back potatoes from the local shop. Bring back meat, bring back chicken, bring back meat, fish. Father comes home after namaz. What's in his hand? Nothing. So he said, every time you forget, yaar. Every time you forget. So Hazrat Maulana Bilal Sahib said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the men, Allah created these ears for a purpose. Allah created these ears for the men in a certain way that they listen from one ear and they take it out the other ear. They listen from one ear and they take it out the ear. So at home, the ladies that were sitting at home, they got really happy. They like, "Bo haru bayan kari wato." Sona bayan kiya this Maulana. This we need to talk to him. So they rang him. "Oh Maulana, that's a fantastic bayan." These men, they never listen. They listen from one ear, they take it out the other ear. So Maulana Bilal Sahib, he's my teacher. He said in his mind, "Don't worry, next week I'll show you." So the next week in the bayan, he said, last week I was mentioning about these men. The men have a tendency, they always forget. They never bring the shopping home. They have to keep going out. And Allah created these ears in such a way that they listen from one ear and they take it out the other ear. Today I want to mention about the women. By the way, this is just a joke, so the ladies are listening. It's just a joke, okay, mazak. Men listen from one ear and they take it out the other ear. What about the ladies? What do? Ladies don't listen from one ear, take it out the other ear. Do you know what they do? Ladies listen from both ears, they take it out their mouth. Samjani? Rafiq, you understand? So these young boys, listen very carefully what I'm saying. Someone who plays games for a short while, there's no harm. And obviously games which are decent games, which I'm also going to explain in a moment. Something like FIFA, something like Rocket League. What other games are decent? Basketball. So someone did say that, Chalo, basketball is good. NBA. Minecraft. What is Minecraft? I don't know. Chalo, Minecraft, blocks, Tetris, something like that. It's no problem. I told my students, they start laughing at me. I said I play the liquid game. You have to sort the liquids out. Yeah, that's what I play. Yeah, it's a bit like Tetris. But then you have other games. You have games like Fortnite. Fortnite only has one purpose. There's no second purpose. It's to kill people. It's to murder people. The game Fortnite, the way it's made, you are playing the role of a murderer. And our fathers, they are giving this to their children. Mauli sahab, koi baat nahi yaar. Why are you being so extreme for? Kuch nahi hai. And then they give GTA. What's GTA? It's no big deal. They're only playing game. They're just killing few people. They're just driving around. Do you know what else is involved in GTA? Do you guys even know what's involved in GTA? Prostitution. Drugs. In the game, you can give money to the women and you can do haram with that women in the game. And guess what? When the boy becomes Hafiz, he gets that for a gift. How can this be correct? You understand? It's not something to be laughing about. It's a serious matter. This is for the parents. These games should not be given to the children. They have to understand what the game is. Ask someone first before you purchase the game. Fortnite. Fortnite is one of the only and one of the famous games which has two things inside. I said one, it's actually two things. One is killing, number one. All you do is you're killing. The more you kill, the more score you get. And number two, what's the second thing that is in Fortnite? Dancing. Dancing. What's that famous dance called? Floss. These young boys, and guess what? You might be laughing. These young boys who are going to the masjid, madrasa. This is not funny, this is serious. This is, okay, the young boys, they can laugh because they're bache, but the elders who are giving their children this game, in madrasa they are doing the floss dance. It's the parents are giving it, it's not their fault. The parents are letting them play this. And you guys are saying, koi baat nahi, this is fine, it's only a bit of dancing. They are dancing on the streets. This dance has become so famous, the footballers are doing it. The pop stars are doing it. TikTok fans are doing this. TikTok stars are doing this. Instagram, memes, everything about this floss dance. When players, they score a goal, they'll do the floss dance. And the boys, they're actually in school, teach me, can you please teach me how to do the floss dance? They're trying to learn how to do the floss dance. And that's just one dance, the air and this, I don't know, wallahi, I've never played this game in my life. I've never played it. I've only seen some boys play it, that's why. And I asked my students, what's the game? And I've done some research, that's how I know. I've never played this game in my life. I've played FIFA, Gran Turismo maybe. I've never played this GT, I've never played this Fortnite. I've got no interest in this. So anyway, just to keep it short, otherwise we'll go too deep. First of all, you have to understand some statistics. According to the Entertainment Software Association's ESA 2017, 65% of households, 65% of households have at least one member who plays games 3 hours a week or more. And the average gamer is 35 years of age. Of the gaming population, there are more adult women, 31%, than boys under 18, 18%. Of people who play video games, 59%. And male, who are male, and 41% are female. The World Health Organization, which is known as who? Like I said, they classified the COVID-19 as a pandemic. Recently decided to add gaming disorder. The gaming is a bimari, it's an illness, it's a disease. Just like COVID is a disease, gaming is a disease. If you get hooked on, which we're going to explain in a moment, they added this gaming disorder to its list, official list of mental health conditions. In the update of the International Classification of Diseases, ICD, released June 18 this year, stating that gaming behavior could qualify as problematic if it interferes significantly in other areas of people's lives. Some people have also suggested there are links between playing video games and violent behavior, especially in the wake of tragic events like the school shooting in Parkland, Florida, where that man went and he killed openly. Cold blood. He just went inside, he shot kids. Why? Because in these games, like I said, they are playing the role. Whether you like it or not, whether you have given this to your child or not, they are playing the role of a murderer. Would you ever let your son be on the street and do some drama that yes, they are a murderer now? It's just acting though. No, you wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do this. So in the game, they are playing the role of a murderer. The definition of this condition states that gaming behavior could be a disorder if it meets 3 characteristics. If you are, these boys who are sitting here, ask this question to yourself. Do you have these 3 characteristics, or your children? 3 characteristics. Number 1, if a person loses control over their gaming habits. And this is what's going on. Young boys who are shouting at their parents, Dad, it's not enough, I've only played for 2 hours. Dad, I've only played for 6 hours. Dad, I've only played for 1 day. You said, Dad, I can play for 2 days. Dad, you said I can play for, be fair, Dad. Dad, you said I can play for 2 days, I've only played for 1 day. 24 hours. So if you have lost control, you have a disorder. Number 2, if they start to prioritize gaming over many other interests or activities. This is what, sorry, I was mentioning a few moments ago, but I forgot to finish that line that I was saying. The point that I was trying to make is, if you go back 20, 30 years ago, young boys, they will be able to have a decent communication, decent conversation with their elders, with their family members. Their uncle comes, their chacha comes, their taya comes, their granddad comes, nana, nani. They are able to have a conversation with them at least. Look them in the eye. Look them in the eye. Now what's going on? And this is not me, this is not demotivating the children, by the way. Please don't come to me after, you're putting the children, I'm talking to the parents here. This is not demotivating the children. The young boys now who are our children, we're not talking about other communities, our children. They can't have a simple conversation with their uncles, with their chachas, with their community leaders. Am I wrong or am I right? Honestly, it's because they don't socialize. When we were kids, we can have a conversation with people. How are you doing? You alright? What's going on? Sit down, let's have a cup of tea, yeah? They can't do that anymore. Why? Because they have to be in front of the screen. Don't want to mention some of these boys who I go to their house. The father invites me, we sit down. Ustad has come downstairs. And where are they? Upstairs on the 3rd floor, playing games. This is not to demotivate and put them down. Understand where I'm coming from. Number 2, if they start to prioritize gaming over many other interests. Family have come round and you are in your room. Dawah is going on, you are in your room. It's time to do homework, you're in your room, playing games. Fooling the parents at times, that you're on your laptop playing, that you're doing your homework. This was on the Sun, by the way. You can check this, go on Google. There was a girl, forgot how old she was, 9 years old, 8 years old. And she used to sleep in class. So the teacher, who was very concerned, she rang the parents and they said, look, your daughter, she's sleeping in class. And the parents said, look, we don't understand. She usually goes and falls asleep early. So this was happening for a few days. They kept on ringing because the parents said, let us know if this happens again tomorrow. And then the next day, and then the next day. So parent wanted to find out what's going on. Does she even go to sleep? This is on the newspaper. The Sun, you can check this. And the parents, they put the child to sleep. And they went in their room, they closed the door, they off the light, pretending to go sleep. They stayed awake for about 2-3 hours. They went approximately 2 o'clock. That's when they heard some noise and the child woke up. The daughter woke up. And guess what she's doing? She's playing Fortnite. It's 2:30 in the morning. And these are the words, I'm just paraphrasing, these are exact words, like I said, paraphrasing. The parents then went in the room and they said, what are you doing? What are you doing? And the father tried to take the controller off the girl, and what did the girl do? She got the controller and smashed it on his face. This is called having a disorder when you have this characteristic. You prioritize gaming over everything else. Those boys who are becoming Hafiz, many boys are becoming Hafiz here. They put the games before their Hafiz, games before their GCSEs, game before their family, games before, it's not just the kids, even elders do this now, games before their wives, games before their children. Some elders play this as well, you know. Crazy players, man. Children are having dinner downstairs and he's playing upstairs Fortnite with someone in Japan he doesn't even know. Honestly, some people are playing in Japan, some people are playing in India, and guess what? He doesn't even understand what they are saying. He's speaking Gujarati, he's speaking Japanese, but he's so concerned about the game, he wants to play all these people. Anyway, okay, so we were saying 3 characteristics, number 3, and if they continue playing despite clear negative consequences, which is coming up, it's before their eyes, they are now ill, they have a disease, they have an illness. Their eyes are getting bad, visual is getting bad. They're still playing. This means you need help. You need to go to a counselor. Parent needs to take them to a counselor. You are not now loving the game, you are having to play the game. You have to play the game now. Chalo, loving game is not bad. You have to control the love though. You have to control the love. Yes? But a person who has to play the game, he has a problem. It may help to start by asking yourself a few questions. Ask yourself this question. Islam does not say you can't play games, by the way. I haven't come here to give you the fatwa that say, listen, you can't play anymore. I'm asking you, ask this question to yourself. Reflect. Allah always says in the Quran, أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ أَفَلَا تَذَكَّرُونَ أَفَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. Allah telling you, think, have some aql, have some brains. Sit down and contemplate for 2 minutes. What are you doing? Number 1, does your video gaming get in the way of other important things in your life? Like your relationships, your job, or going to school? Ask yourself this question. If it doesn't, then it's fine. If it does, you're not doing your homework. You're not doing your homework. And you're playing games. You're not even speaking to your mother. You're not speaking to your father. For the elders, they're not speaking to their spouse. You have a problem. Number 2, do you feel like you've crossed the line between loving to playing and having to play? One thing's loving, one thing's having. One thing's having both of them. That he has to play the game. He doesn't have a choice now. It's on him. He's an addict. A person who smokes, he has to smoke. You understand? And number 3, might you be using gaming to avoid a deeper problem like depression? Some people have depression, but to get away from that, just to brush it under the carpet, which he can't. What did I explain the example yesterday, Shafiq? What did I say? Imagine you come home from work and you found out that your bachcha, he threw an egg on the wall. And what do? Don't worry, just leave that there. I'm going to play games. I'm going to try to forget about it. Is this wise? Is this logic? No. You can't. It's still going to be there. So depression is there, but you play games to hide it. But you know you're still ill. So this is the issue. Now for the parents and also for the children, here's what to look for in yourself or someone close to you, your partner, a child or friend. You need to have 5 or more of these signs in 1 year to have a problem. You have to accept this. These are from the professionals. And like I said, from people who are from this World Health Organization. 5 of these. Number 1, thinking about gaming all the time. You know, some people think about gaming all the time with their friends at school. Instead of talking about other things, they're thinking about games. What happened in that game? What did you do? What's your score? How many people did you kill? How many bombs did you drop? Yeah, how many people did you punch? Yeah, what is this? This is what they're talking about. What level are you on? What game are you playing now? So he always talks about gaming. Number 2, feeling bad when you can't play. Remember, if you have 5 of these, you have a problem. Feeling bad when you can't play. Mother and father says to you, look, you can't play. You can't play. Your dad's not doing it purposely. He gave you the console. Have some shut up and say, look, dad's telling me not to play. Don't play. But instead of that, you're feeling bad. Oh, man, dad, this, oh, no. You're having a rage. Having a tantrum. Number 3, needing to spend more and more time playing to feel good. So you're feeling good, but you need to play more now. You're playing for 2 hours, it's not enough. You need to play 3 hours now. 3 hours you're playing, that's not enough. You need to play 4 hours now. You're playing 4 hours, mate, you have to play for the whole day. This is a problem. Number 4, not being able to quit or even play less. Some people can't even play less. There's people out there who can't play less. They can't quit. Number 5, not wanting to do other things that you used to do. You used to go to the park, you used to do some exercise, you used to go out with the friends playing on your bikes, riding your bikes. What are you doing in your room, dark room, screen there, this is what you're doing. Number 6, having problems at work, school or home because of your gaming. You don't do your homework. For those who work obviously in their job, they're not doing their job properly, they're sleeping at work. Yes. Number 7, playing despite these problems. Number 8, lying to people close to you about how much time you spend playing. Someone asks you, hey, how long do you play for? I'll play for half an hour. But in reality, he plays for 5 hours. Number 9, using gaming to ease bad moods and feelings. Instead of turning to salah, instead of turning to Quran, instead of turning to some Islamic books, or the dhikrullah, ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. Now verily in the remembrance of Allah you will find peace and tranquility. Instead of doing this, you play games. So the guy's not in a good mood. He just had a fight with the sister. He had a fight with the brother. He had a fight with someone outside. Instead of rectifying that situation, what does he do? He goes home and he plays games. You understand? To keep the amount of time spent gaming under control, try these tips for adults and kids alike. Number 1, set time limits for play and stick to them. So this is for the adults and for the children. The adults have to stick a time. Those boys who are sitting here, those who are not sitting here, I can't do much. But those boys who are sitting here, respect your father. He's the one who got it for you. He got that for you. Have some sharm, have some respect. Have some honor for your father. He got that for you. So honor that and stick to the time. If it's half an hour, you stick to half an hour. If the dad said 30 minutes, 30 minutes. If dad said 1 hour, it's 1 hour. Don't have a tantrum after this. Number 2, keep phones and other gadgets out of the room so you won't play into the night. This should be a rule for the fathers, by the way. There should be no gadgets upstairs in the first place. There shouldn't be any phones. There shouldn't be any laptops, no computers, no games, nothing. These guys are smiling because that's what happens at home. I know of family members, wallahi, I know family members who, they don't allow, the father has put this rule, and I think it's a fantastic rule, that no gadgets beyond the first step of the staircase. You can have a phone, no problem, but the phones will still stay downstairs. You want a PS5, no problem, it will stay downstairs. You want a laptop, it will stay downstairs. You want an iPad, it will stay downstairs. Everything is downstairs, nothing is upstairs. No laptop, nothing. Dad, I want to do work on the laptop upstairs. Yeah, do it downstairs. Dad, I want to play games. Okay, play downstairs. Yes? So this is one very important thing. And number 3, do other activities every day, including exercise. This will lower the health risks of sitting and playing for long stretches of time. There are many other things written here, but this last thing, gaming effects on the body. This is from the World Health Organization. This is not from the Imams. Before you think, oh, these are the Molvis. These are the Movies who are saying this, mate. Not the Muftis and the big Imams. These are what they're saying, mate. All those religious people. They're telling you they hate you, mate. They don't want you to play. This is not from the Imams. This is not from the Muftis. In fact, it's not. They are saying there are some effects that happen on the body. On the body. Multiple system physical health disorders were found to be associated with long-term video game activity. A person who has a bit of akal, he will stay away from this. If he has a bit of intelligence, he will think, you know what? I'm going to stay away from this, man. I'm going to become, this might result, this will result on me. It will mess me up. What are the things? Number one includes visual. Visual. Your eyesight. Just 2 minutes. Visual. Eyesight goes bad. It's a fact. Eyesight goes bad. Young boys who are 6, 7 years old, they're wearing glasses. Yes, some boys who wear glasses because of birth, that's different. But other than that, no. Musculoskeletal. People's hands are hurting them. Young boys, yaar. We've heard of 50-year-old, 60, 70, 80. Some of our, Babu Bhai in Nur Islam, mashallah. 80 years old walking, he looks honestly like a 40-year-old. Mashallah, mashallah, protect him. He didn't have no games at that time. These young boys, Mom, my hands are hurting me. And the mom come here, let me put some Vicks on your hand, don't worry, let me try to massage it. This is what they're saying honestly. The eyes are hurting, their jaws are hurting at times because they're talking on the mic. Their hands are hurting them. You understand? Obesity, like I said. Boys, not because of an illness. So don't get me wrong. Those boys who have an illness, that's different. Elders who have an illness, that's different. I'm talking about because of this, they are becoming very big in size. They are becoming big in size because of gaming. And this is the epileptic seizures. Boys and girls who are having seizures because of constant playing. You know what seizures are? Fits. They have to be injected. They have to be injected to bring them back to normality. Other risks are also problems control their gaming habits, seeing gaming as more important over other necessities and daily activities of work, continuing to engage in gaming even after its negative health and social problems has been identified or are evident. Other research shows that gaming disorders can also be linked with anxiety, depression, obesity, sleeping disorders and stress. People who remain physically inactive for long periods because of gaming may also be higher risk of obesity, sleep disorders, and other health-related issues. That also includes headaches, dizziness, and some cases even vomiting. These are all proven. If this is not happening to you, this is going on in the world right now. This is just in khulasa. There was a lot of more things, but I wanted to cut it and keep it short. The khulasa and the summary of today is very simple. Play your games. I'm going to give the go-ahead, play the games. But have a bit of akal, have a bit of brains. Use the brain that Allah has given to you. Don't play for too long. This is not the reason why Allah has created you. Allah created you to worship Allah. This is the primary thing. If you keep that in mind, you'll always keep that under locks. And you'll keep that in place. You'll keep a cap on it. Do you boys understand? Do you accept this? Or are you thinking, mate, I'm not listening to that? Are you going to obey this inshallah at least? Yeah? Inshallah. And also for the elders play too, you know. May Allah give us tawfiq. We continue next month, hopefully, inshallah ta'ala. Subhanallah. Sorry for taking too long. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta.